Early bird, you know how it goes. The early bird pops the balloon. Yeah, this honestly shouldn't be hard. So let's find something to challenge ourselves with. Now here's a catch with this Odyssey. You might notice that there's this thing at the bottom that says custom mounts. Yeah, and I have no idea what is in store. What I did notice, however, looking across all the maps is that all of them have water, which means we have access to both the boats and the sub for 4 out of the 5 maps, except underground. And just an interesting side note, the cash amount increases by $20 every map from 650 to 750. Yeah, it's just a nice touch, but doesn't really add to anything because all of them are set to hard. But in any case, I'm going to play it safe and do the same thing as the last Odyssey. Mainly using my bomb shooters as my main DPS. And yeah, like I said, I'm trying to play it safe, even though it's not the most interesting challenge I could come up with. But we'll see whether we can avoid bomb shooters with this. So anyway, we're going to start off this Odyssey by placing our Soda. And yes, Soda is going to be our main DPS. And speaking of which, maybe the custom mounts give us an explanation as to why this Odyssey is called Early Bird. Now I think we might just want to place the boat here. We're not going to use our bomb shooters just yet because boat is an excellent all-rounder, so we'll stick to that for now. Wait a minute, is everything just coming out 1 round earlier than usual? Is that what it means by Early Bird? Yeah, it seems like everything is coming out 1 round earlier than usual. This is round 9 and the balloons that are coming out is normally from round 10. The cluster of blue balloons that I recognize, and the cluster yellows at the start, that's round 11. So that means for this map at least, I'm not sure whether it applies to the whole Odyssey, at least for this map, everything comes out 1 round earlier than before, which means it's still going to be relatively easy, so to speak. You know what? Maybe I can challenge myself if that's the only challenge in this map. Which is just to not use bomb shooters at all, since bomb shooters comprise of half of my loadout. Which means I can only use 6 other towers, but that should be fine. I mean, assuming it's just the rule is just those come out 1 or X number of rounds earlier, then I think we should be able to survive just with these other towers. It should be fine. Alright, we can afford aircraft carrier by round 37, which is the normal in-game round 38. So I was worried that we couldn't afford it before round 39, which is the round 40 Moab. So we should be fine. I'm going to get carrier flagship, but let me see. Yeah, I think I'm going to place a sub here for A, the camo, and B, to pop camo lids, especially for round 58/59, depending on how you count it. And I'm just going to get a 420, and then once you get carrier flagship, yeah, we should be fine until round 80. And it's the last round of this map. As you can see, the ZOMG is easily defeated by these 2 towers only, plus Soda of course, and oh, of course, it's not done yet because we still have 1 more round, technically. So this technically just rounds 2 to 81. I don't know why NINJAKIWI just didn't put rounds 2 to 81. Why, like does it make a difference if you put rounds 2 to 81 instead of round to 80 plus custom rounds? Because I don't think it makes that big of a difference. I mean, I suppose that it just makes the Odyssey looks more fancier, when in reality, no, it's not. Nothing big changes. Now wait a minute, I recognize this as round 9 constant green balloons, and this is definitely the round 10 blue balloons. Which means for the second map, the balloons are coming out 2 rounds earlier than usual. So that means, if I'm correct, the first map was 1 round earlier. This map, the second map, is 2 rounds. The balloons come out 2 rounds earlier. So assuming it continues in a linear pattern, not exponential, the third map will have balloons come out 3 rounds earlier, 4th map 4 rounds earlier, 5th map 5 rounds earlier. Again, now that should be an issue even if we don't use the bomb shooters as a challenge. Now I want to try and get the glaive lord for this map, no particular reason, just so that I can finish the rounds faster than I really need to spend. And since I have a puppy tower, I can actually get a monkey village for it. Not only so that it can detect camo, so that it gets a buff, and we can also upgrade the village to a 520 for primary expertise. Yeah, that sounds great. Oh nice, I can still afford the aircraft carrier around 37, which by the way the Merc class moon comes at around 38, so I think I'll just get a 420 aircraft carrier and that'll be it. Meanwhile, I will focus on upgrading my boomerangs, first of all to more glaives, then I'll get my 420 village, then glaive lord, and then if we have the money / time, let's get the primary expertise. Oh nice, so I managed to cut up all the 142 camo rainbows into blue balloons, camo blues specifically. Not sure why, but it might be a sign that we probably need to get our camo village like right now. We can get glaive lord by round 61 and primary mentoring of 420 at the same time. So let's see if we can afford primary expertise before round 80, which we should, and we can afford primary expertise by round 75, and that concludes our defenses for the second map. Alright, on to the third island, or map, whatever you like to call it. You know, it might be time for mortars, boomerangs, and mortar, boomerangs, and village to shine in this map. And speaking of which, I was correct, it is linear, so that means that this time Bloons come out 3 rounds earlier, which means we can expect the Moab to come out by round 37, which means we have to think about defenses for this one. Keep in mind for this map, I'm challenging myself. If you want to cheese this map, just get a bunch of 204 bombs and camo village. That's all you need to pass this map. But I want to challenge myself by not using bombs and limiting myself to these 3 towers, boomerang, mortar, and village. So I'm going to start off with glaive ricochet in 302, and then I'm going to get a 204 mortar. The 204 mortars will be used to help defeat the Merc class balloons. Reason why I'm not using 402 is because A is cheaper and B it have a higher DPS against Merc class balloons, I mean. So it's worth a shot. Actually, you know what? Maybe this boomerang cost buff isn't the best for now, so I'm going to sell it, and then I'm going to replace it with a bionic boomerang, and of course switch the hand so that's easier. And once I get bionic boomerang, I'm going to upgrade it to a 032. That way it makes it much easier to pop more class balloons. 032 boomer achieved. Next is to get steel mortar monkey. We're going to place it here. Target here in this corner because, you know, affects the most area. And a 240 should be fine for us. Alright, and we can get it by round 34. Now it's just a matter of whether we can survive or not. And if we don't, then well, we can always activate this ability and we let camo blue leak, but that's fine. We're going to get our camo village next anyway. Oh, we popped the Moab layer, but we couldn't pop the cell mix without retargeting, so let's just retarget for now. And then, yeah, we should be fine. And then, I think, now that we have the motor actually, I don't think we need to have bionic boomerang anymore. So let's get ready to upgrade our boomerang to a glaive lord, and that way it'll be much more easier for us to deal with more class balloons. And of course I have to retarget for round 50, and then retarget back at the start, and then retarget back to later after all these cell mix are done. And you know what, this challenge might not be worth it. So you know what, just for the sake of this YouTube video, I'm going to continue doing this challenge, but you guys go ahead and use 204 bombs if you actually want to save yourselves from the hassle of doing this nuisance challenge. And we lost our spike power at the bottom, but that's fine. We're still using mana lives for now. So I think we'll be able to hold off until we can afford glaive lord, which can be done by selling these 2 towers, and I think we can actually sell them now, but unfortunately it's a bit too late to sell them just yet. So yikes. You know what, screw it. We can always head back home and try selling them now instead. So let's see how that goes. Sell, and I can afford glaive lord. And yep, this should be fine, I hope. Anyway, it can defeat Moabs easily. I'm not sure how easily you can defeat PFBs. But in any case, I'm going to get primary mentoring first, and then I'm going to rebuy my motor just in case. But this time it will be a 420 motor, and then we can focus on getting primary expertise because then we don't have to micro. Let's see how the Glaive Lord handles the BF. Well, it got decimated really quickly. Huh. So I guess I underestimated it. So this means this should defense. Actually, the Glaive Lord itself can last us. I mean, the village of course can last us until round 77 when 0MG first comes out. Not sure how effective Glaive Lord is against 0MG. Guess we'll wait to find out. But in the meantime, let's get the big one, and let's get primary expertise as well. Oh, I can afford primary expertise by round 75 or earlier. I wasn't checking. I was in the bathroom. But in any case, I think this should handle our defenses until round 80, not like we can even buy the big one, the biggest one if we wanted to. But that's not necessary. Primary expertise will help us deal with the long range, and yeah, that should be it. And that's done, so let's move on to the next island. Of course, it's underground. Alright, so we're going to just place Soda here. We're going to use our boomerang. Actually, we're just going to do the exact same thing as the last map. Alright, let's see how we do. Holy. And we died. And well, let's restart. So I'm wondering, what if this time we just get a 302 boomerang, Glaive Ricochet, and then for our motor we get a 420. I think we can afford it, and this time the 420 will be our main DPS, and yeah, not sure how effective it's going to be, but it's worth a shot. I mean, in theory, this should do slightly better, though not sure how effective it is, and oh god, it's not doing well against the white class Bloon. So what I'm going to do is get a 2024 bomb and another 204 bomb. There we go, we press play, we should be able to defeat this easily. And we lost a few lives, but that's given. We saw a few things, so we couldn't get as many bombs as we wanted. But anyway, let's just continue getting more 204 bombs. The plan is to get a bunch of 204 bombs, get a camo village, and then upgrade this one to 205 and then win. It's not that hard. Should have just done this from the start. I don't know why I bothered changing myself. I think it's better if we get a camo village first. Yeah, that way we don't leak to any more camos, especially the ones that are in round 51, or well, the equivalent here is round 47. Either way, let's just get a 420 village and then continue buying the rest of the 204 bombs. Oh yeah, I've forgotten, with a 420 village, you get the first path of every upgrade, well, for primary monkeys at least, free. So that's one reason to go for primary mentoring first before getting any more bombs, which I've forgotten about. Battles 2 have melted my brain over the past 2 days, unfortunately, so I am currently suffering to Battles 2's side effect of not being able to remember the rules for Bloons BTD6. There we go, we can afford Bomb Blitz at round 66, and honestly we should be done with our defenses. So let's just get primary expertise and finish off this map. And with that, let's move on to the final island. Well, because we failed the challenge of not using bombs throughout this entire Odyssey, we might as well just use bombs for the rest of this Odyssey. So we're going to get 1024 bomb, another 204 bomb, get a 420 village, get the 4 other 204 bombs, and then upgrade the last bomb to a 205. Sorry, 025. And then upgrade the village to primary expertise, and then we're done. And yes, this map does have Bloons that come out 5 rounds earlier than usual, which means expect the Moab at round 35. Alright, we can afford Bomb Blitz by round 60, which is relatively early. So let's get primary expertise and end off this Odyssey. Afford it at most by round 73. So let's just remove this for fun and finish this Odyssey. Well, that concludes this week's Odyssey. Overall, it isn't too hard, but I did end up torturing myself for no particular reason. So yeah, but anyway, yeah, I failed the challenge of trying not to use as many bombs as possible, but I did. But it's just an arbitrary challenge. At the end of the day, I still get 50 trophies, and that's that for this week's Odyssey. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.